Welcome everybody, this is How to English, Teach and Learn with Gav and M.
It's a podcast about teaching and learning English as a foreign language.
All opinions stated are personal and references will be given when necessary. Hello Gav.
Hi Em. Welcome to today's episode.
Happy to be here. How are you today?
I am very, very well, and I am so excited. This is a really special episode today. We've got two fabulous things that are going to happen during this show.
Two things?
Yeah. We've not only got somebody talking about English and how they teach English in a very interesting way, but we've actually got some music at the end of the show.
Oh, okay. You're talking about our new feature.
Well, I was thinking that we should make this a regular thing.
And I think that is a great idea. So exactly how are we going to do this, Gav?
Should we put a shout out to all our English teachers or language teachers who are also musicians who are interested in contributing to the show? Please get in touch either via Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, or you can find my email at our website. And please let us know if you would like your music featured at the end of our show. I'm so excited, Em.
So every episode we're going to finish with a song or a piece of music sent in by our listeners.
Exactly. I am so excited.
Yeah, I am. It's such a nice idea.
Thanks.
That you had. You had this idea. I will give you the credit.
It was our idea.
You can't have an idea simultaneously. Well, we can, but we didn't. In this instance, it was your idea. Just take the credit.
So, this episode, Em, is episode 6, season 2, and we are going to discuss the topic of music.
Oh, am I supposed to sing it? Sorry. I am unfortunately very untalented when it comes to music, as in singing, playing music. I have no gift for it, but I appreciate it and I love listening to it. What about you, Gav? Are you musical in any way?
I did enjoy playing some musical instruments when I was younger.
Which ones?
I played the guitar, the recorder, and I think I had a tambourine for a short time.
Well, that's impressive. Do you feel inclined to use any of these skills in your classroom?
I haven't really. I think I once played the guitar, but I think that was a long time ago. I don't remember too well.
Okay.
I should leave it to the professionals. Talking of professionals, have you used music in your class, Em?
Yes, many times.
Give me some examples.
Yes, I have used it. I have used many songs, and I think we've already mentioned in a previous episode about using songs and lyrics and cutting up lyrics and the books themselves. As we said in English File, it's got a great resource bank for music. So I often use them. Students love them. Some teachers I know like to play music just as a background thing.
Guilty as charged.
I wanted to know how you do that, because personally I don't do that. So how do you incorporate that into a lesson?
I just tell them, I'm going to put on some music now.
And for what reason?
I've done it often because the students were doing an activity in pairs or in groups, and I didn't want them to hear what each other were talking about.
Okay.
So like if they're writing questions for a quiz or they don't want the other group to hear them, then playing some music is a great way for them to discuss more secretly their plans.
That's really good, actually, because that is what happens, isn't it? You say, okay, we've got 10 minutes, and then all they do is sit in silence waiting for someone to speak. And it's so meaningful when they do. So, okay, I've heard that sort of as an idea, but I've also heard just as a conversation background, like to make it sound like they're in a coffee shop or in a pub or
exactly,
something.
That's what I've done as well. If I thought there seems a bit of tension and everybody seems a bit stressed, a bit on edge, then I'll play some nice gentle music in the background. Students are often quite confused to start with, and they think, oh, that's a bit weird, that's quite strange. But then they get used to it and they just ignore it. And I think it helps, this kind of buzz that's happening in the background, I think that
Yes.
helps you talk.
It's an ambience as well, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
nice to create that atmosphere that would actually be in a public place that they would encounter in real life. It's very unusual that you'll find yourself just in a room without any sound to have a conversation with someone.
Yeah, you probably feel quite self-conscious. So there you might need to think about the kind of music that would be best in that situation. So heavy metal, maybe some classical music
Yeah.
or some gentle disco.
I was thinking, gentle disco. I was thinking as well, just if they've got a task to do that is written or something and it's quite a focused task, you could, when you said classical, that's quite nice because there's no lyrics, there's nothing to distract, there's no words. So it would actually be quite a calming thing. And I think that's a really good aspect of music, the ability that it has to energise
Yeah.
or calm
Yeah.
for an activity, for example, just to create that feeling of something, you know, it's nice.
I have had a student tell me to please switch off the music because it's distracting.
Well, I have thought about some of perhaps the disadvantages of playing music. Not everybody likes it,
No.
so you have to bear that in mind.
Yeah.
And if there are people who they need that quiet, complete silence to be able to do something, then maybe, you have to just not use it with that class.
Mm-hmm.
But I generally think it helps the mood, the energy levels.
And talking about choosing the music, you said you might use English files, so they've already prepared the songs. You just
have.
Oxford.
Oh, yes, sorry, I thought you meant students. Yes, the book, from that book.
Yeah, so that might be connected to the grammar that you're working on. It's
Yeah.
got the vocabulary. Maybe it's the topic that you were dealing with in the book. So that's different from taking your own music in or music that the student's interested in.
Yes, that's true. And you're right, the books are so well matched to the task or the grammar or the theme. And it seems like, why wouldn't you just use that song? As I think I always get the original, though, to play because I don't always like their version. I'm not sure about the copyright on that, but I don't see why not.
You can play it in the classroom, I'm sure.
Yeah, you just got to check that the words are the same because sometimes the book changes it a little to make it easier.
Yeah, and you can get the lyrics off the internet if you want to make your own version.
Yes, for any songs that you prefer or you think would fit better or that you just want to do a song lesson, there's always that option.
I have chosen some music my students really enjoyed. They told me their favourite groups, their favourite bands, favourite singers, and I Googled them and then I found the lyrics from songs that I've never heard.
Vetted them probably as well,
Well-
just to check that they were okay.
Well, if you're working with adults, it's okay. I mean, if they say, this is my favourite pop song, find it and take the lyrics, which are probably in their language, translate them using Google, which will show you some limitations of Google. And then you say to the students, fix them.
Oh, I see. So you're talking about translation of a song that may not be in English. I like it. That's
Yeah.
another idea.
It's really fun. And the automatic translation will have some really good vocabulary that your student probably doesn't know, but the grammar, it's a bit iffy.
Okay.
So you can work on that together.
Yeah, and it's always a good idea, I think, just for the teacher to either pretend they don't know the song or genuinely if you don't know the song, because then it's great because you can say from a real perspective, what's it about? I've never heard it before. Tell me some of the words. And that's a really nice introduction to the song itself. And then you can play it and analyse it in more detail. Definitely. So should I mention a few specific songs that I've found are very good for specific grammar?
I think that's a really good idea.
Right, so it's an old book, but in Headway, upper intermediate, in the teacher's book, there is a really good song for past modals. And I was quite surprised to find this song because it's by Nick Drake. And Nick Drake is quite an obscure English singer from the 70s. And I absolutely love his music and the way he sings. So it was really nice to find this. And it's almost like poetry because he talks about all the things he could have been.
Oh, past modals.
Exactly, past modals, but in a really natural well introduced concept. All the things he could have been, I could have been a kettle, I could have been a sailor, I could have been a cook, I could have been a signpost, I could have been a clock. And it sounds really strange because some of these things are jobs and some of these things are objects. So I think the students start thinking, what's he talking about? So then once you fill in, it's like a little gap fill thing. Once you do that, then you start getting into what is he actually talking about and why is he saying I could have been a clock? What do you think, Gav? What could that mean? He could have been a clock.
He likes hanging around
On a wall.
perhaps.
That's okay. There's no bad answers here. Maybe that's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess he's referring to the randomness of life.
Possible.
Isn't that Buddhism?
I don't know. We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know what he was talking about.
Okay.
He could have been thinking reliable, maybe. He could have been punctual, maybe. It's endless. So it generates a really nice conversation.
And it generated past modals of speculation from M
Yes, it did.
and her students, probably.
Yeah, without even thinking about it too much.
That's brilliant. I like that.
So it's really nice, yeah. And another one maybe for conditionals. I think there are a lot of these
Yeah.
good songs for conditionals, but I really like If You Could Read My Mind
Okay.
by Gordon Lightfoot,
Nice.
which is all about hypothetical situations.
Another golden oldie.
Yeah, there are. Well, I can add Barenaked Ladies as well, which a student suggested, which is actually really interesting because it's all about if I had $1 million, which is such a standard EFL question, isn't it? What would you do if you
Okay.
won the lottery
Okay.
or if you had $1 million?
Okay.
And then this song is just a list of all the things that they would do if they had $1 million, which are quite funny.
I think that's brilliant. So you can go on the internet to your favourite search portal and type songs for grammar.
Yeah, exactly.
And it will come up with a list, and you can go to some of these brilliant websites and find examples. Say you're looking for present continuous, future perfect, past perfect. There's going to be something there that you can find.
Yeah.
And if there isn't, make your own lesson. There's so many wonderful songs out there. Just go out there and create your own worksheets and use the songs.
Or make your own song so that you tell the students that each line has to rhyme with another line and that it has to include a certain grammar structure of some kind or some vocabulary words.
Brilliant. If you've got creative students,
Yeah.
you need to guide them well. Make sure, teacher, that you're prepared to show them the steps of creating this thing. It's wonderful. If we go back to books, Em,
Yes.
there is a nice activity in New English File, Upper Intermediate. The vocab at the back, page 153, is all about idioms and vocab and instruments, which is really good.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So actual just to be able to talk about music, playing music and orchestras and that sort of
Yes,
thing.
so you need all the words in order
Yes.
to talk about this stuff. There's also a really good one in their intermediate book, 7B. It's all about Tchaikovsky's house. So what's nice is music is so broad. It could be about the composer. It could be about the musicians themselves. It's a really broad category.
Yeah, exactly. Musicians, they have such interesting lives often.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think, in quite a few books, different musicians and
Yeah.
pop stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like the vocabulary bank because sometimes you do just need to have a page of pictures and I would never know where to find it. So that's really good to know.
It's already been done for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you could always add some if there's some missing. Mm-hmm. A good activity for students who might be more on the exam side would be writing a music review.
Oh.
So you could be reviewing your favourite album, you could review a concert. There is an activity from British Council. So I'll put a link in the show notes, C1 level, but I think lower level students can do it. And it comes with an accompanying PDF.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really good. And I think students love writing reviews, like YouTube videos. Watch a YouTube video, write a review, or look at the comments or something like that. You could always get a collection of musical instruments and play them and say to the students, what instrument is this?
I'm not sure I have many lying around my apartment,
Yeah,
but
no.
you could find some recordings on the internet. They can identify the different instrument. That's very clever. I like that.
Yeah, just came to me, that one.
It's an older book, Em, but in Reward Intermediate, they have got a quiz, which is, are you in tune? And you have to predict your partner's answers, and it's all about music. So what kind of music do they like? How often they listen to music, etc., etc. You
Sounds
guess the answers, and then you check with your partner, which is loads of fun.
All right, so for an established group that are quite familiar with each other, that's a really, really nice one. I like that. Any other books?
I've got no more books, but I've got a couple of really good activities.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah? Okay, my favourite, because I've saved it to this moment,
Yeah.
my favourite is the X Factor judging activity,
What's that?
which maybe everybody's done, but I was really excited when I wrote it.
I can definitely say I haven't done this.
Oh, okay.
Not everybody's done it.
Well, I found a little video on the internet. It was at YouTube, and it was the finalists from, I don't remember which year, but I used this in my classroom, and I said to my students, right, we're going to watch the finalists of the X Factor, which is a singing contest in the UK, and what we are going to do is to judge them. So what we did before we started, we made a scorecard, and in the scorecard we decided different things like...
Categories.
Yes, exactly. Can you predict what our scorecard had?
So, voice, maybe? Energy level?
These are great. Give me some more.
Outfit.
I like that.
Or, song, I guess. Are these, I don't remember Pop Idol, do they? Sorry,
I think-
did you say, what was it, Pop Idol or?
X Factor.
Sorry, I don't remember X Factor.
Talent show, isn't it? Is it like...
X Factor's talent. I think maybe Pop Idol would be better.
Oh, I've been doing X Factor.
Okay, well, it's fine. Do they sing songs they create themselves, or do they sing famous songs?
I think actually X Factor is for any performance, but I was focusing on the singing in this one.
Well, you could use any music
I think
competition.
I think they write their own songs and possibly do covers.
Right, okay. So then, yeah, you're going to judge them on their song, their voice, style. What? Tell me, I'm desperate to know.
So on the scorecard, we had stage presence, performance, so singing or dancing, etc.
Yeah,
Their appearance,
yeah.
their audience response,
Uh-huh.
the difficulty of the song or performance, and the originality. That was it. We gave them a score between 1 and 5. And so we all sat down, we listened to the songs, we gave them the scores, and at the end we decided who was the winner.
Brilliant idea. And I love how that is such a all-round thing that you have to start at the very beginning to decide as a group what the categories should be, how you judge music. It's a conversation. It's a really interesting one. And then you listen to something, so it's got some listening skills, and then you have to obviously explain why you decided what you decided. So it's just great. What a great lesson.
And if you've got some very talented students, you can say, right, next week I want all of you to perform and we will judge you.
Whoa. If you feel confident,
Yes.
I guess. Yeah, that's well, whatever skill, maybe not just singing, but that's where X Factor's quite good because it's a talent competition.
Yes.
So that's nice. I always feel like making my students sing in class is tricky. I've never actually done it myself. I've only ever asked if they would like to sing and gone on their sort of reaction, and if they want to, then I've provided their opportunity. Because personally, I feel very embarrassed singing in front of people. So that's quite a difficult one to get right if students love singing and you want to give them the chance to do that. But then what do you do if you've got a group of 6 and 3 hate singing and 3 love singing?
Could 3 play musical instruments?
Yes, I suppose so.
In my experience, Em, I haven't had any problems and I've done quite a few songs, typically around Christmas time, or there might be, in the summer, there's like a new hit that comes out and everybody knows it. And maybe they want to learn the words. And I obviously don't force my students to sing it, but we'll do the activity where you match the sentences or you put the lyrics in the correct order, and then we play it kind of a final time, and then I just start singing and say, hey, everyone, let's sing together. And the ones that want to sing will, and the ones that don't want to sing won't.
Yeah, so you don't make it a big deal. I think that's the best way. It hasn't happened to me, but I did have a conversation with another teacher who said they were doing a Christmas song, and one student just started crying because it reminded her of Christmas when she was a child.
Oh,
and
that's adorable.
just let's bear in mind that music is incredibly powerful, and it can evoke memories for people and strong emotions as well. So it's just something to consider.
Crying's not a problem, Em.
No, it's not a problem. No, I didn't say it was. That's one of the reasons why music is so good. It is a very emotional thing.
Yeah.
And it's really enjoyable. We shouldn't forget how much we enjoy listening to music. And I think that's why it's such a good teaching resource.
Yeah.
And it's really repetitive, isn't it? I think that's another amazing thing, that you can pick up something, a chunk of language, and you just have that little phrase going around in your head all day, and it's there, it's fixed. You can try and remember as a student as much as you like, different techniques of memorising grammar, but we have all had a song going round our head.
If I was a rich man, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's just so catchy.
Yes.
So it's a great tool, definitely.
That happens a lot with my students, because a word will come up which I think maybe they don't know, but then suddenly they give me a line of lyrics from a song that they love.
Yeah.
For example, I think I taught Stairway the other day, and my student said, and she's climbing the stairway to heaven.
That's so good.
It's so cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I once taught a violinist,
Oh, wow.
and this violinist had begun teaching the violin online to some British students, and they wanted to describe how to play the violin. So we talked about the bow, we talked about how to hold it, for example, to gently or firmly glide the bow across the strings, or to pluck or press the strings in order to make a clear, sharp sound. And the language that came from it was really, really interesting.
What a great opportunity. That would be amazing as an experience for both of you, probably.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. It's fascinating. And I think it led me to make a list of words that were all about listening and describing how evocative, as you mentioned already, music actually is. And also all the other words that go around it. So you could have, for example, acoustic or staccato or vocal or atonal. That's it. There are so many words to use to describe music.
Really good. Lots of scope.
So now, Em, I think we should step back and give the floor to an absolutely amazing teacher and musician. This is Bárbara, and Bárbara is from English Music Education, and she is really passionate about both teaching and music, and she is our special guest, and she's going to talk about her methods of using music in the classroom. So, should we have a listen?
Yes.
Here we go.
Hello guys, this is Bárbara from English and Music Education. First of all, thank you Em and Gav for having me today. I am really excited because I will be sharing my experience learning English, how I decided to become an English teacher, and I will also talk about my method, Sing It Loud, to learn English through music. I've been teaching English and music for over a decade now, and 6 years ago, I set up my own business to teach English through music in Spain, in my city called Zaragoza. So to be honest, I never thought that I would be an English teacher, although now when I look back, it all makes sense because as a kid and as a teenager, I used to listen to music exclusively in English every single day. I would watch the cartoons in English because I loved it, some of the movies in English too, and not because my parents told me so, but just I had fun with it. Also, I remember singing to lots of songs when nobody could hear me. And some years later, as an adult, after having played piano and violin for several years and discovering that singing was my passion, I realized that music was extremely connected to languages, because when we learn a language, we are imitating a rhythm, an intonation or melody, and different sounds that after some years become words, sentences, and as a result, we are able to communicate efficiently. So it dawned on me that I had to share this with others. I had to share the way that I had learned English, and that's when I set up my own business. With my method called Sing It Loud, I aim to help people learn English thanks to music. What I want is that people really, really understand that it is not necessary to study English or learn grammar rules by heart and memorize them, and because this is the way we have been taught to until now, and I believe this is not the right way to do so. Music is key to motivating students, to help them express themselves naturally, express their emotions, and to learn English naturally. So, for example, when we sing a song without even knowing it, we are learning grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation intuitively, because what we are doing is to imitate the sounds, the structures, and the words, the same way that a baby does when he or she is learning their mother tongue. This way, the melody of the song, which normally is very, very catchy, stays in our memory, and the words, the sounds, and the sentences remain connected to that melody. So if we use songs normally, we will need to memorize the grammar or the vocabulary, because we are learning the language like a native speaker does, by first listening and absorbing that information and then imitating and finally producing it. And by now, I guess you will be wondering, how do you use music in your classroom? Well, it depends, to be honest, on what each student wants and their preferences. So with some of them, we learn how to sing modern songs. With others, we learn how to play an instrument like piano or guitar. And with others, we use the Modern Songs Workbook, which contains different activities based on nowadays songs to develop every skill that is necessary to master English in a creative way. In the singing classes, the things are really fun because we talk all the time in English about lots and lots of different topics, and they share their emotions, their feelings when they sing each of the songs. So the students choose the songs that they really love, and then they sing them while I play the piano, so lots of fun. For me, it is really essential to change the way people learn English. I would love to see more and more people falling in love with the language and, of course, with music, enjoying the process and seeing it as something fun, something creative and motivating that will definitely help them in their lives.
Oh, that's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, I really like the way Barbara was explaining, much better than I did, about how the song and the construction of the language is very natural and organic, and students pick it up without realising they're learning it. And it's not like, okay, here's a grammar book and a grammar exercise. It's just there in the song itself. And I would definitely agree that it's such a great method of presenting contractions and intonation and all that kind of stuff that you have to really force sometimes in a lesson, but there it is in a song and it's just naturally in that song.
And I love the way that Barbara plays live in the classroom for the students, so it's so immediate and it's so engaging. I absolutely love that idea.
Yeah, it must really be so powerful to have that happening as you are sitting there. Definitely.
Great. Now, Em, our second treat, we have Barbara playing her song.
Yes, I've heard the song, Gav, and it's absolutely beautiful. Barbara is so talented and I love it. I'm very, very excited about this new feature we have.
So here we go. Here is Barbara's song. It's called 2021 Looking Through the Glass.
The streets are covering white, On the first day of a new time, there is no one outside with a bird song, sugar coat and footprints on the ground. The town sleeps, no wonder why. The fireworks lasted till 2 a.m. The last dinner she had on her own, the freezing night before 2021, and she's looking through the glass, those images of when she was young. I want to hold her hand or put arms around, but she will wait there for her love to come. She was 15 when they first met. All these moments running in her head. 60 years have passed and the snowflakes look the same as when they chased each other in the lake. And she's looking through the glass, those images of when she was young. I want to hold her head or put arms around, but she will wait there for her love to come. And oh, when they meet again, they will walk and laugh and never leave. Her home warm like a summer night, 'cause she will have her love to hold her hand. She's looking through the glass with images of when she was young. No one to hold her hand or put arms around. She will wait there for her love to come. And she's looking through the glass